Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tbic prediction video. We didn't do a prediction video for last one because I forgot I'm a dumbass, and of course, the one time that I decided to not record for a main event, I win. Wow. The one time I decided to make predictions, that I decided to not do predictions, my team wins. So, for those who don't know, basically we had a Tbic called Tbic Feather Fund, which was a charity event with collaboration with OCGN, which is a October charity game nights. Basically, they just raised money for all of October, but that became a full year long thing, and I think they're still doing for one last one. But yeah. So I won, and I think this was my first ever canonical win since the first Tbic. So I'm glad I won since so long ago. But basically, with that being said, this was basically for fun. It was a pretty fun event, and we raised a lot of money for especially Tbic Gaming, who donated like $6-7, something like that. So that's pretty cool. But now let's go on with the actual event that's going on tomorrow, or I guess today actually, because I'm recording it the day before. We have Tbic Monster Mayhem happening at 12 p.m. EST, not 1 p.m. EST like usual, and Saturday 25th, which is basically tomorrow. This is going to be a Halloween style event with a bunch of different changes to make it more Halloween, more spookier than usual. So without further ado, let's get started with the team introductions. Starting off, we have the Crimson Clowns with Tbic, Ironic, myself, Ben there, and Oddles. Me and Oddles, I don't think have teamed up at all, and the last time we were going to team up was Tbic, like literally the last year we were supposed to team up the Halloween event. So that's pretty cool. We finally get to run it back, and hopefully Oddles doesn't have to sub out this time. Oddles has not said anything at the time, so it's pretty cool. Also, we have Tbic. Tbic has not played since Tbic 9, Tbic 8, I want to say, one of those two Tbics. So, insane comeback coming from Tbic to play another Tbic. And Ben, who also hasn't played in a while, Ben has played a Tbic being ITG, which was also a year ago. So, it's pretty hype. We get to see some people return. It's gonna be a lot of people who kind of return for this roster, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Next up, we have the Orange Octobers. We have Distraction Man, Mudkip, Pup, and Piff Bear. This is a pretty, Tbic 4 super team, as I like to say, or as Distraction Man likes to say. Basically, we have Distraction Man and Pup, a very scary duo. Distraction Man is back. I don't think he's played. He's played technically September Skirmish, but in terms of Island event, Distraction Man has not played since last season, so this will be interesting to see how he does back. Pup Gaming, who plays basically every single Tbic, hopefully will have a better return from being 24th last Tbic Dynaball that they was played. Mudkip returns, that's pretty high. Mudkip hasn't played since Tbic 4, literally the exact same team, but instead of Piff Bear, they had the Strakes. But Piffer is now here to fit the role, and this is going to be a very fun team. A lot of rage baits, I hope to see. But it's three, really good friends, and then Distraction Man, who is, we'll do well with this. I think this team in general, scary duo between these two players, but overall, Mudkip hasn't played in a while, so we don't know how well they'll do. But yeah, that's Orange Octobers. Next up, we have the Golden Ghouls, which is Burtboy Games, Andrush, Koaz, and Pog for live. Pog, I think, joined Tbic a while ago, but never really got in until basically now. I think they haven't really signed up since a while ago as well, so I don't know. Anyways, very scary team. Andrush played one Tbic, they got second, dominated that one part, and I'm sure that they're going to come back to get first in this event. Koaz is again back. I think Koaz has two events, at least in terms of Island, where they got 18th, 19th place, and then basically top 10. So it's pretty rough in the park or wherever they're gonna go. They're a pretty good movement player overall. And then Pog, who I know has been playing quite a lot recently, and I know their team has done, or at least themselves have gotten better at the game. So I'm pretty sure Pog's top 10 player in this Tbic. And finally, we also have Bird Boy Games, who is here to finally hopefully get a ring with this team, which is very scary. So, yeah. Next up, we have the Jade Jackals. I don't know why it's a bit smaller than usual. It's supposed to be big, but basically, if you can't read it, it's Cronus, Calculus, Stu, and Space Void. This is a 4-stack team that was created literally between these 4 people, and my opinion, well, not my opinion, I think it's a pretty strong team. Calculus Stu's is a pretty strong duo, and between both Cronus and Space being the lower skilled players here, I think it's a pretty strong. But of course, when it comes to 4 stacks, we have a thing where usually people who have 4 stacks don't do very well, and I can't expect this team to either do really well or not so well. It really depends on, I guess, PvP. Again, Calculus team. The Stu's in this, which is basically the PvP carry of this team. So I'm pretty sure they'll do well, but Calculus has been playing a lot of PvP I've been seeing, and ITG, the last ITG that I played against Cal dropped 13 kills. I dropped 15, but Cal dropped 13 kills, and that's scary, I have to say. But overall, I could see this team just placing anywhere, really. Next up, we have the Sapphire Skeletons, we have Sour Gummies, Gamer Ethan, Big Balls, and Suit Fella. We have Ethan, who I don't think has played I don't think any of these players have played a Season 3 Tbic Island event, to say the least. Sour Gummies hasn't played since, I think, a while ago, except for Tbic September Skirmish, same thing for Ethan. Ethan hasn't played since September Skirmish, but also hasn't played an island event in Season 3, so glad to have them back. Big Balls hasn't played since Tbic fucking, I don't fucking know, 12, 11 or something like that. A very fun player who doesn't know how to play Minecraft. And of course, there's Suit Fella, who hasn't played since Tbic Pride 25, busy with Island Tussle or something like that. I don't fucking know. Basically, all these players haven't really played an Island Season 3 event, and I think all these 3 are pretty fun, like all friends with each other, so they'll be pretty chill with each other, and a very fun team. Very scary as well, as I think this team's biggest strength is PvP, with Ethan and Sour Gummies being a really good PvP duo, as seen before. And finally, we have the Pink Poltergeist, which has Ubai, John Ball, Monkey King, and Ryan Miranda. John Ball, newcomer, very good player overall, has dominated pretty well. Ryan Miranda, who I think signed up with John Ball, and it's pretty good. Monkey King, again, pretty good player, overall pretty, middle of the ground player, good to always have as a backup. And of course, there's also Ubai, who is a newcomer who I think will do pretty well. I think I've seen Ubai cook up, events recently, so I can see them do pretty well overall. And in general, this is a pretty scary team. I think overall, like, it might look like they're on the weaker side, but I think the chemistry with this will work very well with this team. And finally, before we go out, there's this on tap over here, but this on tap is more of a, I'm not gonna say sub because I kind of got confused with it, but basically, it's more of a, not a sub, but more of a standby. Ubai might not be able to make the event, so Krushka will be stepping up if Ubai can't make it, but if Ubai can't make it, Ubai will play. Basically, I think with this team it gains a little bit of a buff, as I think Krushka is more consistent than Ubai. Ubai can either place in the lower half, but Ubai can also impress a lot of players and get almost top half. Even top half actually, I can believe it. But I think Krushka is more consistent in terms of probably placing in the middle, if not higher up middle side. So 10th, maybe 11th, 9th even. I can see Krushka breaking top 10. And then yeah, I think it's a pretty scary team in my opinion, really. But now, of course, the predictions. What everyone's been waiting for, what everyone's skipping to the end because they don't care about my team introductions and everything like that. Let's go into the team predictions. So, for team predictions, we have the Golden Ghouls in first place, the Pink Poltergeist in second place, the Crimson Clowns in third, fourth Sapphire, fifth Orange, and Jade in sixth place. Here's my perspective on this, before everyone goes and tells me, ooh, you made bad predictions. Gold team, I'm pretty sure it's just a rigged team. I'm not saying it's an actual rigged team or anything, that's just a joke, but it is a pretty strong team. Amberish is a top 3 player, and then they have Koas and Pog, who are both basically barely going to come into the top 10, and Bird as their bottom frag usually gets around 18th, 17th place. So bottom frag is, you know, being there is pretty good. Pink in second. I think Pink again can go from second to fourth in my opinion. I think it just depends where Ubai. If Ubai plays, then I think they could get second, but more lenient on fourth. But if Krushka subs in, this team isn't guaranteed to make finale, but I do think that there is somewhere around like more lenient to second, I would say. That's why I put them second. Crimson in third, my team. I think our team is pretty good overall. I just think it's just very widespread as to I'm a top 5 player, Autos is top 10, Dick TV's in the middle half, and then Bender's in the lower half, which again, it's a pretty basic team. I think this team will just do good because we're really good at PvP, and we're probably the best PvP team in terms of every other team. And yeah. Sapphire in fourth, I think this team could probably do well. Usually when Ethan and Sour Gummies team up, they don't really do too well, so that's why I'm putting Sour a little bit lower, but Sour can fucking get top 10 if they want to. As well as Sufil, I know has been doing pretty well in recent events, but this is Tbic, not another event, so we're gonna have to put it, but I did give the benefit of the doubt. Sufil going to 16th, I could see them getting 14th, maybe even 15th even, so you know, pretty high standards. And of course, Big Balls, their lower skilled player, who is, you know, y'all, let's go now. Yeah, sorry, Big Balls, but hopefully you don't get 666 coins this time around. Next up, I think I put Orange in 5th. I think Orange just has a good duo, but Pither being bottom 3 players in this event. And me probably thinking that like Mudkip probably won't do too well, even though I can see Mudkip doing like almost top half, like 15th or 14th. But I want to say since Mudkip just doesn't play Minecraft that much, and also hasn't played Tbic in a while, the event scene has seen a little bit different than usual. So Mudkip could be a little bit more on the lower half, bottom side maybe, but I don't think they'll do too bad. And then again, Structureman will probably get top 3 in my opinion. I put them in 5th, but I can see them probably getting 3rd. I think I might change up, give Structureman 3rd and John Ball like 5th, I would say, and then just Game Everything is saying 4th. And then Pup will get like 2nd, but like or 7th, but like I don't know. Pup also had some pretty stinkers, so I can see him also getting like 10th, 11th even there. And finally, we have Jade again. It's the 4 stack. I know I shouldn't believe the 4 stack and everything like that, but I don't think it's the greatest 4 stack. I'm not saying it's a really weak 4 stack. I mean, Calculus Stu, that's like, Stu usually gets 7th whenever they have like a top frag, basically, instead of them being the top frag. And Cal is top frag material, plus they have a PvP player. I can see Jade going from 6th to 2nd, in my opinion. It just really depends on Space Void and Cronus and how well they'll do with the team instead of basically like Stu and Calculus, because Cal has had pretty bad events, but I know they'll do fine, and Stu usually will be able to have a good backup for the whole team. It just really depends. The Cronus and Space Void have to kind of step it up, in my opinion. But yeah. I think that's what's gonna be happening. I don't know. I'm mostly usually wrong, but yeah. If you know, these are my predictions. Shit on them, I don't fucking care. Good luck to everyone who's playing in the event, and for people who, you know, want to shit on my events, fuck you too, I guess. Anyways, good luck to everyone out there. Have fun watching Tbic or playing Tbic, whatever is happening, and yeah. Goodbye.